Hello and welcome to the weather update. It's about 2 p.m. on April 8th, 2020, and we're looking at plenty of clouds over the area. A little less clouds off to the south, and this honestly looks like a front that is stuck right over here in this spot right here. Um, so there's probably cooler, drier air over here, and then over here, probably warmer and more humid. And we're going to check right now with our temperatures, and sure enough, big variation in temperature. So you can see clearly where that front is lying. There's like a stuck warm front over here, and you can see off to the or on Long Island, we're mainly in the mid 50s. As we head west, though, the temperatures increase, and as we head into New Jersey, temperatures are well into the 70s in New Jersey, particularly in this area here. So 70s, very warm in New Jersey. Let's look at the dew points and probably some humidity too there. Yep, dew points well into the 50s as well. Whereas we go over here on Long Island, it's a little less humid where dew points are in the further east you go, the better it is. So again, we have this front that's stuck over the area. Let's look at the precipitation amounts too while we're at it. We have well, I only got about a quarter of an inch of rain, but if we go look at New Jersey, the amounts are higher, I think. Let's see, close to a half an inch of rain from those storms last night. And if we go and we look into Pennsylvania, where it really poured, we have some amounts that are over an inch in certain areas. Certain amounts that are over an inch. But wow, what a variation in temperatures today. Let's go and look at the weather and hazards here as well. So let's go look at that. Looks like we got tornado watches in effect over here. Or is that a wind advisory? Alright, well, there's some severe weather over here too. Okay, so again, this shows the variation in temperatures. You could see much warmer over here and much cooler over New England. And if you go way north, it's downright cold. If you go into northern Maine, temperatures are only in the upper 30s. So quite a variation in temperatures across the area, and you can see where that front is. It's right over here. So literally the front is right over us, but fortunately we're not seeing any rain at the moment along this front. You can see, we look at the radar, nothing really going on, fortunately, because that wave that was along the front moved away, and now we're just dealing with the clouds. But it is pretty impressive to see. Again, looking, you can clearly see this front right here. I'll draw it out for you. It's right. Let me clear that out of there. It's right over here. Literally, there's a warm front right here, but it's not moving much at all. Maybe moving very slowly, but it's not really moving very much. But you can see there's a warm front here. It's warm over here, 70s, and then on the cool side of it, we have 50s over here. And if you're in northern Maine, you have a beautiful, clear, cold day. So it must be really nice if you're over there. And you can see a lot of the cumulus clouds developing in the warm air over here, the warm, humid air over here. Very interesting. Let's go and look at some observations here. Across our area, we'll take another look. South Farmingdale is at 58, partly cloudy skies. It probably will warm up to the low 60s this afternoon. 55, you can see the temperatures are going down. The east I go, and so the dew points, dew point 46. But if we head west, no thanks. You see it's 60 at JFK, northwest wind at 12, gusting to 20. So you have a northwest wind over there. Dew point's 50. Let's go into Central Park. 59 at Central Park, actually. Dew point 46. So we're still not hitting humidity yet. You're not going to really hit that warm, humid air until you get into New Jersey, and then you start hitting it. Mount Holly's at 68. 65 at Belmar Farmingdale with a few clouds. And then the sun is shining in Toms River, and it's probably 70 and 66 there, north at 6, gusting to 16. But they probably will get close to 70 today. These observations were taken over an hour ago, so I'm thinking they are close to 70 now. Let's look at. So here you go, McGuire Air Force Base, 71, and it's going to go up into the 70s, dew points 50. So you could see they have a northwest wind though, but you could sort of see where the front is. Even with that there's no sea breeze with that northwest wind, so that warm air is going to try to make it in here. We'll have to see what happens, but it's very interesting variation in temperatures. Once again, another reason why you don't want to be in New Jersey. I don't know. I think it's just the heat that makes people go crazy there. I don't know. It's like you had Chris Christie who closed this. That happened a while ago. I wouldn't put it past Phil Murphy to be sitting on a beach somewhere too. I mean, I don't know what it is with New Jersey. I just don't know what it is with that place. Must be the heat. But anyway, we're gonna go and look at our at the upper air pattern, and we're gonna go here to the 500 height. We're gonna go ahead and bring this out a little bit and show you why this warmth is going to be relatively short-lived, and we're going to go back into a cooler pattern. So you see you got this blocking ridge over Greenland here. That's going to keep the trough in the east. So we have a little warm-up right now, but another trough's going to come through and bring some much cooler conditions with that strong cold front on Thursday, and then much cooler conditions on Friday, where we're not going to go above 50. And you can see that you have this pattern. This pattern would have been great in the winter. We would have had some nice frigid cold air, and you can see that blocking green. It looks like it tries to lift out by next week, and we go a little more zonal, but then it redevelops again, and we have some more troughiness in the east. So you can see that right now. So not really, it's not going to really be. April is not going to see the kind of anomaly that we saw in March as far as temperature goes. We can go and look at the URL too. I'm sure it's on the same page. So here is our trough. We don't really have that much of it in yet on the 12Z run, which is really what I want to use, but it's probably on the same page. So let's go back GFS here, and we're going to change our region to the northeast. Well, change it to the CONUS view first. CONUS means the low of 48, and take a look at what's going to be happening at the surface. So you see that wave moving away. Here's the second wave, much stronger cold front on Thursday, another chance for rain. Friday, you can see the tight isobars, very strong northwest to west winds, and much cooler air for Friday. And then the high builds in a little more on Saturday. Hopefully we can have some mostly sunny skies. And the next system starts getting close to us. Easter should be dry, but looks like Monday could be a soaker. And then that moves out of here, and then we have another area of fair weather. Looks like another little wave tries to develop along that front to the south. It might get hung up a little bit. This is going into next week now. You could see maybe as we get to next week, not this upcoming weekend, but the weekend after that, we may have another miserable weekend here being forecast, possibly 2 days of rain in a row. I hope not. That would suck. We'll have to see what happens with that. And then another system later on. So the pattern remains kind of active, as far as with the trough in the east and cooler conditions. So we're going to go ahead and look at the NAM model and take a look and see when our next chance of rain is going to be. And so we're going to be dry for the rest of the day, but then the rain chance moves in. This is probably late morning Thursday. We start seeing rain develop. And this is with this cold front that's going to move through. But it might get out of here by late afternoon. And then it won't be raining all day. It'll be moving through probably right around the middle of the day right now. The NAM's been a little quicker with the timing of this. And there could be some thunderstorms here with this because, again, this is a relatively strong cold front. And then that moves through, and then we see those much cooler conditions for Friday. With that trough and the windier conditions too as well. I can use the higher resolution NAM, and we'll look to see what kind of convection it does develop for tomorrow over our area. So it looks like it does develop some thunderstorms probably right around noon. Could be some heavy thunderstorms, and then maybe another batch a little later in the afternoon, like 2 or 3, and then that moves away. But But looks like there could be some strong thunderstorms. And when we go back to the 12 kilometer NAM, I'll show you why that we might have that possibility. Because if we go look at the dew points and the airflow, you will see the dew points are going to rise ahead of that cold front. There comes the humidity right there. There's the LLJ coming right up ahead of that cold front. This is right around midday. And if we go ahead and draw again, change this to this. If we draw again, you'll see you have this really strong low-level jet tropical air coming right up, and then you have this cold front coming right along here. And this is going to be a focal point for, I'm not going to draw everything, but this is going to be a focal point in this area right here for your severe weather. So, or possible strong thunderstorms. So this is something to keep in mind for tomorrow, that we may have some pretty strong thunderstorms with this setup here. Keep that in mind. We're going to be out in the middle of the day tomorrow. And it's going to be windy with that LLJ too. Definitely going to be on the windy side. So we move this along, and then the winds shift to the west with that front, and temperatures dew points rapidly drop, and so will the temperatures. And you can see very strong westerly winds, on Friday. And it could be, like I said, we're going to look at the windy.com, and you're going to see how bad the winds are. And then those winds are going to probably persist a little bit into Saturday as well. Let's go to the GFS now, and we're going to go look at the temperatures and show you what our temperatures will be doing as well. So this is tonight, and you can see the warmth over Jersey, still kind of trying to make its way into New York City. Might make its way to New York City, maybe parts of western Nassau County. And then tomorrow we start seeing that warm air surge up ahead. And again, with the flow off the ocean, the south wind, I think Long Island probably won't get too warm, probably around 60. But Jersey's probably going to make a run at 70 before that front moves through and rapidly drops the temperatures down into the 40s by 8 o'clock at night. And then temperatures drop by Friday morning into the upper 30s. And Friday, we're going to have a hard time reaching 50 degrees. And then for Saturday, we are still going to have a hard time getting up past like the low 50s, I think. It'll be a pretty cool day. And then Sunday, we start warming up again, going back closer to average with upper 50s. And then Monday, with that front, we're going to have another type of situation where we're going to have this surge of warm air ahead of a cold front, very warm air. And this cold front's going to move through and bring some heavy rain with that. And then we drop back closer to average on Tuesday and Wednesday. But if we go ahead and we look at the long range, you'll see it's not a whole lot of warm days here. We have a number of cool days here ahead. We're going to be in a cooler than normal pattern, I think. Overall, slightly cooler than normal. For a change, after being above normal for so long. We're going to see that change occur. So the next question we ask is, when are we going to see clear skies again? We look at the cloud forecast on the GFS. You see plenty of clouds around. Probably we clear out late tonight, but then more clouds for tomorrow with that front. And then Friday, we're going to have a lot of instability cloudiness with this it's probably cold pool of air aloft, steep lapse rates. So a lot of cumulus popping up. And then for Saturday, hopefully we can get rid of that and have a clear day. It looks like we will. So Saturday looks like the nice day right now. And Sunday we'll start off with sun, but then the high clouds roll in. And then we're going to deal with more clouds next week. And I don't know when we'll get out of it after that. Maybe Wednesday, but that's in the longer range. That's over a week away. These cloud forecasts past that point really aren't worth looking at. I'm not going to, because they're rarely ever even close to being correct. Let's go look at the NAM. And we'll look at the NAM here. This is the NAM cloud forecast, which is higher resolution. So tomorrow we have plenty of clouds to start off, but then after that front moves through, we may see right around 4 or 5 o'clock the sun come out, and the skies clear out with that gusty wind and the temperatures dropping. For Friday, though, you could see we start off with some sun, but then with that instability, I think we're going to see a lot of these cumulus clouds popping up and then forming a deck over us. And this only goes out to this time, so I can't look at Saturday on this model. Not going to look at the RGEM on this. So let's go and shift it over to windy.com. And let's go ahead and look at tropical cyclone hammering Fiji. Can't even get into that. I got to focus on this. So many things going on with the weather. So we're going to first look at the temperature on this. And again, you're going to see here the difference here in the temperature, how much warmer it is over Jersey versus us. However, it's the dew points here that are going to be rising. And again, it's going to be interesting tomorrow morning. I'll show you that LLJ here, that the dew points will be up, rising, and this is going to feed the moisture that's going to fuel the storm. So let's go look at the winds for tomorrow. This would load. Alright, so we're going to look at wind gusts. And it's going to be a little breezy with that LLJ. You can see south winds gusting up into the 30s, and with those storms, here come the winds even stronger. Around this front, we could have wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour when it moves through, possible. And then we see the wind shift over to the west-northwest or northwest in this model. And as we go into Friday, you will see the winds remain pretty strong, but go more of a westerly direction here. And gusts 40 to 50 miles an hour are possible on Friday with this wind. So it could be pretty windy on Friday. Very strong winds possible here. If we look at this is the wind gust. If we look at the sustained, site is being slow. Let's try it again. Sustained winds in the 20s. So it's going to be pretty windy on Friday. And you'll see here that there'll be a lot of clouds around too, as well. As we go, let's take a look at Saturday. Hopefully, see, this is not as optimistic about Saturday. It keeps the clouds over us. Then kind of clears us out a little more by the afternoon. We're still dealing with that wind though a little bit on Saturday, a little bit. Not as bad. 17 mile an hour sustained and gusts in the 30 mile per hour range, but it's still going to be windy. And if you have to sit outside and eat, it's going to kind of suck. And I'm not going to go past that. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. So again, we have these. Let me see if we can get the latest. Now it's after 2, so hopefully we can get the latest observation out of Tom's River. Sure enough, 71. And I'm sure people are going to be tempted to go to those parks. I'm not going to tell you to go, but if you need to go for your sanity, go. Don't let anyone stop you. It's better than going insane. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care. Thank you for watching.